Hi, welcome to RevSportz. This is Dishan along with Snehashi, Trisha, and Bharat. We are giving you the SWOT analysis of all the World Cup teams, women's that is. And today we have Team Sri Lanka. We're going to, do the regular, and we're going to tell you the squad at the moment. This is a tough squad to name, but I will try my best. We've got Chamari Athapaththu as the captain, Anushka Sanjeevani, Harshita Madhavi, Nila Shaki, Disilva, Inoka, Ranavira, Hassani Pereira, Kavisha Dilhari, Sachani Nissanwala, Vimshi Gurunatne, Udishika Prabodhani, Achina Kulu Siriva, Sugandha Kumari, Inoshi Priyadarshini, Shashini Gimani, and Ama Kachana. Clearly, a tough squad to name there, but we'll get straight to the guests. Trisha, first of all, talk to us about the squad. What do you think of it, the strengths and the weaknesses?
Today, let's start with Snehashish.
Okay, Snehashi.
Okay, about the strength of the Sri Lankan side, one of the top teams to watch out for, especially in the conditions of UAE. I think the spinning unit that they have, it's very good, and especially the best thing that happened with them, in the last 1.5 years, that others batters have started to, provide the help what is Chamari Athapaththu has needed. So I think that is the main positive that they're going ahead into this World Cup, and overall is a very good squad, and maybe who knows that they can lift this trophy.
Podium finish.
Podium
Yeah.
finish.
Podium finish.
Finish Sri Lanka.
I think the spinners are there. Obviously, Chamari Athapaththu, I don't have to say much. She has been such a stalwart for Sri Lankan cricket. Even if you go back to the 2017 World Cup, the way she played against Australia, or even before that, over a decade, she's been a stalwart with the bat and can also bowl. But I think the spinners are also one of their main strengths. Sugandhika Kumari keeps it pretty much, keeps the runs down. And also Kavisha Dilhari, I think not just with the ball in hand, she has also contributed to the bat in hand in the recent past in the Asia Cup. We saw that in the final. I also there's one more spinner. I think it is Inoshi Priyadarshini. She's another one who can keep it really tight. So they have the spinners, and Prabodhani might not be quick, but she's a very clever seamer, left arm seamer. Through her bowling smarts, through her tactical nose, she can keep the runs down and also take a wicket or two up front with swing. So they have a decent side. As it's already been said, the main factor about the Sri Lankan team is, other than Chamari Athapaththu, some others are also scoring runs. One is Harshita Madhavi. Nowadays she's known as Samara Vikrama, Harshita Samara Vikrama. Always thought of her as a talented batter. Chamari Athapaththu herself, some 5 years ago in an interview, when someone asked, who is that player other than you yourself who can really command the reckoning in the years to come? And she took up Madhavi's name, and it's good to see that in the Asia Cup final, she was in fine touch. I think she's a skillful batter. So they have some decent batters now to support Chamari, and their spin attack should be pretty useful in the conditions in the UAE.
You know what? It just points out the fact that Sri Lanka this year in this World Cup is one of the most balanced sides. The reason why he said a podium possible, or why they won in Asia Cup, is the moment Chamari Athapaththu got out, in general, as an Indian fan or as an Indian supporter, you might have thought game's over for Sri Lanka, but that's not the case now. They don't have one or two, they have three main batters, top order batters who are in blissful form right before the World Cup. And the best part is they have continued the form from the beginning of the year till October. So it's a good 10-month period 100%. Where they have been in form. And what I like in the Asia Cup is whenever there was a crunch situation, the other batters delivered. They got the team out of that crunch situation, which tells you how mentally also they're in a very strong position. They have that belief, the belief that we were talking about in the Bangladesh SWOT analysis, that Bangladesh, I don't think has that feeling. I was saying that, we can defeat big teams, but Sri Lanka right now is riding high on confidence, and they have that belief that, if we come against Australia, we have the firepower where we can get them.
Yeah.
Which was the case in the last T20 World Cup either. This whole change has been late 2023 into 2024, and they are carrying that momentum. The other, I wouldn't directly say strength, but something that will work for them is they're already in Dubai. They went to the two odd days ago, or 2-3 days ago. Yeah, I mean, they're already in Dubai. They're practicing. That also helps because you have to get used to the conditions. Indian team left yesterday, but by then I think Sri Lanka, England, all of them already had 2 good sessions. So that, the spin bowling, the batting, the pace bowling also is pretty balanced. So yes, the balance, it's balanced side.
Would it be fair to say this is probably the side that has all those bases covered, like from batting to spin bowling to pacers? How are they in the field? Are they a good fielding side in your opinion?
That's a little bit of a concern, I would say, because all Asian sides, unfortunately for all Asian sides, that's a big concern, the fielding part. But I would say, that's the beauty of confidence. Once you're carrying the confidence about, you will suddenly see the half stops becoming the full stops, and suddenly
you start taking blinders.
Run outs and all that. I mean, they'll get direct throws. Everything clicks.
Yes.
So I think Sri Lanka is in that kind of a form where everything is clicking.
And would you is it fair to say if they beat a team like Australia, would you call that an upset, or do you generally believe that this side has the potential of beating a team like Australia or even England?
I think Sri Lanka right now, for me, Sri Lanka right now would be in that level. Australia, England, Sri Lanka, that level. So I won't be surprised if Australia bat first in the Sri Lanka game and Sri Lanka wins.
Wow. All right. So I think Sri Lanka riding on a wave of momentum, and they'll be looking to make the most out of it. Let's move on to the weaknesses. Bharat, from that squad, obviously a well-rounded squad here, but if you had to pick out a couple of weaknesses, what would they be?
I guess one of them would be that pace attack. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not something that is great either. But again, in the conditions of the UAE, would it really matter? I'm not very sure. On the slow pitches, someone like Prabodhani might be enough because she's someone who keeps it tight, bowls stump to stump line with the keeper up, uses her angle nicely, swings it a little bit into the batter. So that could be enough for the Sri Lankans, because obviously the main factor for Sri Lanka would be to bring in spinners into play as early as possible. Another thing, I think it's already been mentioned, that fielding. Some of the Asian sides, they don't necessarily, at least some of the players, at least, they don't seem to anticipate the ball would come towards them for some reason. See, fielding is mainly about anticipation. You have to anticipate every single ball, the ball would come to you. Even, I agree, over 120 deliveries, it might come to you only 5-6 times, but you still have to anticipate in your mind. You have to still think next ball would come towards you. Somewhere, some of the players in the among the Asian teams don't do that. I guess these are a couple of the weaknesses. Yeah, batting has improved, so can't call it as a weakness. Outside of Chamari Athapaththu, the batting has improved over a period of time. But even the Asia Cup final, we saw that when Chamari Athapaththu got out, I also thought that India have a chance here. But Harshita Madhvi, Samara Vikram, obviously now, Harshita Madhvi and both of them, Dilara got them through. So their batting has definitely improved as well over a period of time. So I would say their fielding and to some extent their pace bowling.
Innings.
Snehashi, so I think fielding definitely is a concern here, but the side is reminding me a bit of this England side, that it's hard to find negatives as such. This whole team seems pretty well-rounded, where finding negatives is, not too many. So it's a positive for the side, but any other besides fielding?
I think not from skills perspective. I will say from mentally. I think handling the pressure of being that might play a part in their campaign, because before that Asia Cup, this Sri Lankan side was not that successful. But after that Asia Cup, the momentum, the way they have carried, I think that they need to carry. And for that, I think you have to keep yourself very calm, at biggest stage, while you face big teams like Australia, England. So how they manage that on the biggest stage, on the biggest moment, I think that's a mentally stage that they need to cover up. I think that's an area that they should look to improve, and hopefully they can. Because as you said, from skills perspective, whether it is batting, bowling, or maybe fielding, they are there. They are at the top along with Australia and England. So I think overall, very good side. But I think mentally they need to up their game also to win those game on plan situation on a big stage like World Cup.
Surely. Interesting point that Trisha, because it's fascinating because initially maybe Sri Lanka had nothing to lose, and that is the reason why they were playing with that attitude. But now they have people such as us who are hyping them up. I'm sure there'll be other people as well hyping them up. This tends to play mental games with you. Yeah.
There will be expectation pressure. Clear underdogs. So whatever they won, those were upsets and people were excited. But now there will be an entire pressure of expectation where people expect you to score every day. People, expect you to come up with the goods. Can be pressure situation. Interesting would be, can you find out what is Sri Lanka's first match? Because that matters a lot. If Sri Lanka starts against, say, a Pakistan or a New Zealand, I would say, relatively weaker size of a day. And that is completely on the momentum, the way they have been playing.
Pakistan.
Sri Lanka is
Pakistan.
So there you go. Sri Lanka, Pakistan is the first one. So that could again help setting up the big game. And it's in Sharjah, where the Sri Lankan spinners will get a lot of help. They will get a lot of. So I think that also matters. Getting into a big tournament like World Cup. Once you have that momentum, things become easier. But had they played Australia right at the beginning, things would have been very different.
Interesting. Yeah, I think a lot of psychological things here as well. So maybe with that Pakistan game first, if they get that win, then they can take the same momentum ahead in the tournament. I think we discussed the strengths and weaknesses. I think it's been a good discussion. Thank you all of y'all for joining. We have one more team left, Scotland. So stay tuned and stay tuned to RevSportz. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Bharat and Snehashi are almost off to Dubai. So they're going to get you a lot more content as well. So stay tuned and we'll catch you all really, really soon. Thank you.